It's been 3 years since the last new spaceships were added to Elite Dangerous. These arrived on the 11th of December 2018 in the form of the Krait Phantom and the Mamba. Now, as we're getting towards the end of the year, it's a good time to not only look back, but also towards the future, and that is something I traditionally do with Elite videos around this time of year. So with that in mind, the question came to me, just where are Elite's new ships? This year, of course, saw the release of the largest expansion for Elite ever made. Odyssey arrived in May, expanding the scope of the game towards on-foot action. New ships, however, didn't make it in. That said, this doesn't mean there will never be any new ships for Elite. To underscore this point, little data miners have found references to spaceships that currently don't exist in the game. Most notably, these are called the Panther Clipper LX, the Mamba Light, and the Imperial Trader. All of these currently have, or have had in the past, references to them in the game files. This of course doesn't actually confirm they will arrive. What it does confirm, however, is that at some point in development, Frontier have done some kind of work on them, even if only to add references to them. Now, out of those 3 ships, the Panther Clipper LX has perhaps the most substantial references. In a past video by Yamiks, you can see alleged footage of the Panther Clipper, which is available right here. And the full video for that linked below, by the way. At any rate, where does this leave the game? Well, 3 years without a new spaceship is a very long time for a game about spaceships. At this point, it is impossible to say with any certainty whether Frontier will eventually add more. But that said, I do think it is possible for the following reasons. Firstly, they're adding a new SRV, and at that very soon. Secondly, Frontier have made it clear they're continuing to develop updates for the game. The next one is Update 8, and this isn't the last one, as further updates have been confirmed, most notably the Fleet Carrier Interior update, which will come at a later point. Thirdly, Frontier have shown that right now they are wanting to listen to the audience. After many years of requests, engineering changes are in the works. So, if new engineering changes, why not new spaceships as well? But if new ships were to come, what would they be? At this point, I'd say the Panther Clipper would be the first and most likely candidate. Not only is it referenced in the game files, but Frontier have also shown it in many pieces of artwork. Unfortunately though, these do go back to the early days of Horizons, and nothing has really been seen since then. Beyond the Panther Clipper, however, Elite has a history of many different ships. Any of these could also be potential future candidates. On screen, you can see a variety of ships from Elite's history. Any of these would make for fine additions. And of course, Frontier have been known to create new variants or new types of ships altogether. Now, new ships are all well and good, but some of you are probably asking, what purpose would it actually serve? Well, there's a short answer to this, and a long one. The short answer: new spaceships should be added to Elite because Elite is a spaceship game, and adding new spaceships at a fairly regular interval would make sense, and it has been a long time since there's been any new ones. The longer answer expands on a subject Frontier have discussed very recently. Now, Frontier are considering adding engineering specific missions as an option to obtain materials. The bottom line here is the ability to add missions dedicated to a specific task. The suggestion has been raised in the past and by the Elite community that ship-specific missions would be a nice option. Now, I'm not talking about putting in a limitation on current missions, forcing players to take out a specific ship, rather new types of missions that are designed around the benefits of specific ships. For example then, a mission that requires a small ship in order to achieve. Maybe the objective is located within one of these small access tunnels that larger ships either can't get in or find very difficult. Basically, the suggestion in the past has been to design some additional missions around the strengths of specific ships. More pointedly, that any new ships could have the abilities not available to current ships. Missions then would be able to take advantage of those brand new traits. In this way, a new ship update essentially becomes an entire package, as it comes not only with the ship, but also with new mission types. Of course, at this point, this is a very big ask. Ask for all, we know that Odyssey still needs further work added to it, and I know people are very sensitive about new content being added when there's still so many things that need fixing and haven't been touched for many years. There's also the question of the console version of Odyssey. However, as with Horizons, Frontier do have a dedicated console team, so theoretically at least, new content added to the current release shouldn't really affect the console release, at least as I said in theory. Now I know some people are going to ask because I've just mentioned consoles. Unfortunately and frustratingly, there still isn't any news on when or even if Odyssey will be coming to consoles, so I guess we just have to keep our ears out and keep awaiting information on that. At any rate, like many, I'm entirely open to the idea of some new ships in Elite Dangerous. The space-based content remains of generally a high quality in nature. Yes, there's bugs, and yes, some of the content is showing its age a little bit, but any improvements or additions there are always very welcome indeed. So do let me know in the comment section below what you think of this. Would you like to see new ships? If so, what type of ship would you like to see added? And further, do you feel that new ships would fit very well into the existing game? Would you feel that any brand new ships should come with dedicated mission-specific options for those ships? Do let me know in the comments section below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.